Alright, welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into California's Private Attorneys General Act, or PAGA. You may have heard of it, you may not have, but here's the deal. If your boss isn't playing fair, PAGA might just be your secret weapon. Think of it as your shield against unfair treatment at work. Whether it's unpaid wages, unsafe conditions, or any other labor code violations, PAGA gives you the power to stand up for yourself and your coworkers. Plus it lets you get some pretty hefty penalties that will make any bad employer think twice. So whether you're a seasoned pro or new to the workforce, stick around because we'll walk you through what PAGA is, who it protects, common violations, and how to take action. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what PAGA is all about, and how it can help you tackle those tricky legal issues head-on. So let's dive right in. First off, let's talk about who PAGA protects. Basically, if you're an employee in California and feel your rights have been violated, PAGA could be your saving grace. You don't need to be part of a union or have a fancy lawyer by your side. All you need is the courage to stand up for yourself and your coworkers, and PAGA's got your back. Next, let's discuss what PAGA actually covers. This law protects against a bunch of different violations of the California Labor Code. We're talking about unpaid wages, including overtime, rest and meal breaks, accurate wage statements, safe working conditions, and so much more. Pretty much anything your boss should be doing but isn't can fall under PAGA's protective umbrella. Now, let's talk about how PAGA works. When your boss isn't playing by the rules, PAGA allows you to step up as a private attorney general and seek justice. You can sue for yourself, your co-workers, and even the state of California to recover civil penalties against your employer. The penalties are designed to make sure businesses play by the rules and treat their employees fairly. They're not just there to punish, they're also there to prevent future violations. Let's walk through a couple of examples of when PAGA kicks in. Say your boss isn't paying you for all the hours you work, including all that overtime, or maybe they're making you work through your breaks. Bam! That's a violation of the California Labor Code, and you can take action using PAGA. Let's look at another example. Imagine you work in a warehouse and your boss isn't providing a safe working environment. You've asked them to fix things but nothing gets done. Well, that's another situation where PAGA could help. You have the right to a safe workspace and your boss isn't providing it. PAGA allows you to take action and hopefully force your boss to make the necessary changes. Okay. Now let's talk about some of the common violations that come with serious consequences for those pesky employers who do you and play nice. First up, we have the infamous Section 510. This section deals with the payment of overtime wages. Let's say your boss is making you work over 40 hours a week without that time and a half pay. That's a violation of Section 510, and guess what? You can use PAGA to address it. Next, Section 512 protects your right to take meal breaks. Yep. You heard that right. Your boss can't make you work through your lunch. If they do, you've got another potential PAGA violation on your hands. Let's move on to Section 226, which requires accurate pay stubs. If your boss is messing with your pay stubs, not providing them or not giving you a detailed breakdown of your wages, well, you guessed it, you can use PAGA to call them out. We've said it before and we'll say it again. California workers deserve to be treated right. That's where PAGA comes in. Stepping in when the state's resources are stretched thin, allowing you to take action and bring your employer to justice. But wait, there's more. PAGA has got your back in many other situations too. It covers stuff like waiting time penalties for when your boss keeps your last paycheck as leverage. It tackles unfair deductions from your wages, wage assignments, and even the tricky issue of tip pooling. And hey, if your boss retaliates against you for trying to claim your hard-earned cash, PAGA has got that covered too. Now let's talk about a real-life example of how PAGA can make a difference. Picture this: a hard-working employee decides to stand up for themselves and their coworkers against an unfair boss. They choose to use PAGA, and guess what happens? The boss suddenly starts playing by the rules. The workers win back the wages they deserve and everyone breathes a sigh of relief. PAGA just might be the hero your workplace needs. Here's how it usually goes down. First, send a friendly notice to your boss and the Labor and Workforce Development Agency, the LWDA, telling them about the violations you've experienced. Wait a reasonable amount of time for them to sort it out. If nothing happens, then file your lawsuit in court. It's really that simple. But remember, you don't have to go through this alone. Reach out to an experienced attorney who can guide you through the whole process and protect your rights every step of the way. In recent years, California lawmakers have made some changes to PAGA, particularly affecting smaller employers with 500 or fewer employees. These changes took effect in January 2024. Here's the gist. Smaller employers now have a chance to fix violations within 30 days after receiving the initial complaint. If they do, well, great, the case is dismissed. But if not, double trouble. The penalties double from $100 to $200 per violation. Yeah, that's right, the stakes have been raised. The idea behind this is to encourage smaller businesses to shape up. By giving them a chance to fix problems, Paga aims to balance the scales, protecting both employees and small business owners. It's a win-win situation. Employees get their rights protected and small businesses get a chance to learn and improve. Okay, now let's talk about how much money we're dealing with here. Under Paga, the penalties vary depending on the circumstances. Initially, the penalty starts at $100 per violation, but if the violation continues for each payroll period, the penalty goes up to $200. After the 2024 changes, employees can now receive 35% of the total penalties as their share. This means employees can walk away with a significant chunk of the money recovered. It's a nice little bonus for standing up for their rights. You might be wondering, can my boss fight back? Well, the answer is yes, but only in certain ways. Your boss can try to cure or fix the violation or claim they acted in good faith. Curing the violation means taking action to fix the issue and make sure it doesn't happen again. Showing good faith means demonstrating that they tried their best to comply with the law, but had a genuine misunderstanding. However, if the court finds that the violation continued after the notice or that there was no good faith effort, then double trouble. The penalties double. And hey, don't worry, Paga is here to save the day. See, before 2024, courts didn't have much leeway to toss out frivolous claims. But now they can put a stop to those fake claims, keeping Paga lawsuits on track. So you might be wondering if Paga is the real deal or just talk. Well, let us tell you, Paga has recovered billions in penalties since its launch in 2004, with cases like the 2025 Uber settlement, where drivers received $20 million for misclassification. Paga is proving its worth. It's standing strong despite challenges like the recent Supreme Court decision favoring arbitration over class actions. PAGA's focus on penalties rather than individual damages also helps it survive these challenges. The penalties recovered under Paga are not just helping individual workers, they're also funding vital state programs and services. It's a win-win situation. Workers get justice, and the state gets support for essential initiatives. Now you might be thinking, okay, Paga is great, but do I have a case? Well, that's where WRCA's team of experts comes in. We're ready to evaluate your situation and help you decide whether Paga is the right fit for you. So if you suspect your rights have been violated, reach out to WRCA. We're here to listen, guide you, and fight for your rights. Don't suffer in silence. Contact us today and let us help you take action. Remember, Paga is here to protect you. Don't hesitate to speak up and demand what you deserve. Until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and keep fighting for your rights.